This video will take you through the correct procedures for preparing our fried products, as well as filtering our shortening. These include our world-famous French fries, as well as hot pies, chicken McNuggets, fillet of fish, and the McChicken sandwich. As always, watch the video carefully and review it with your trainer. The video is color-coded to help you watch and revise a section at a time. Simply look up the color code and the time code of that section. Fast forward to the time and then picture search to the section that you'll be learning. Do this as often as you'll need to become completely familiar with the procedures.
During this video, this hazard icon will appear. This icon indicates a potential hazard for the procedure. These could include hot oil splashes resulting in burns, sharp tools resulting in cuts, hot surfaces that may burn, and also, with regard to manual handling, follow the Save Your Back checklist when moving or lifting any items in the restaurant. As you will before working at any station, wash your hands and forearms thoroughly for at least 20 seconds using antimicrobial hand wash. Then, after your hands are completely dried, always put on a pair of gloves. Wash your hands and change your gloves a minimum of once every hour, or when they become soiled. Now we'll look at the procedures for preparing our most popular product, French fries. Make sure you refer to the correct station observation checklist for the most up-to-date information on this station. Always follow the station observation checklist to control hazards. First, check your stock. Make sure there are enough raw product, boxes, fry bags, and salt. Before using any equipment, check that all readily visible parts and electrical fittings are in good repair. If they are damaged, do not use them. Report this immediately to your shift manager. Check the vat temperature is set to 168 degrees Celsius, plus or minus 3 degrees. The computer settings are correct, and that the shortening is to the correct level. If you are using a manual basketing system, here are the steps. First, ensure that the basketing area is clean and sanitary. Now remove baskets from the rack, one column at a time, from the rack closest to the vat. Place 4 baskets in the funnel, working from the outside in, or on the tray, closely together, and remove and discard any old fries. If you find any damaged baskets, place them to one side and tell your shift manager. Determine the number of fries required. Check the store build to a maximum of 8 bags or 2 boxes, and remove only this quantity from the freezer. Now follow hand sanitation procedures, including putting on a pair of fresh gloves. To open the bag of frozen fries, tear along the perforated line. Be careful, fries are fragile. To evenly distribute the smaller fries, which will fall to the bottom of the bag, distribute the fries over the 4 baskets from left to right. Then pass over again from left to right, emptying the rest of the bag. Then place the baskets back onto the rack, starting from one rack from the bottom of the column closest to the vat. The bottom row of racks should be left empty. Fries should be thawed for an optimum of 1 hour, with a maximum of 2.5 hours holding time. So record the appropriate time near the rack. Remove filled baskets from the bottom of the rack closest to the vat. Always replace the empty fry baskets on the rack from the bottom to the top. Now we'll look at using the arch fry dispenser. First, determine the number of fries required. Check the store build to a maximum of 8 bags or 2 boxes, and remove only this quantity from the freezer. Then, open the bag, stand on the footstool, Ensure you have one hand under the bag and place fries gently into the dispenser, using a second pass to make sure of even distribution. Fries should be cooked as close to frozen state as possible for the arch fry dispenser, with a maximum of 2.5 hours holding time. Select the basket size as per the store build to. Setting 1 is a single basket manually filling once the button is depressed. Setting 2 is for low to medium volume, and setting 3 is high volume. Remove the filled baskets from the bottom slide on the left-hand side. Now position the empty baskets on the upper slide on the left-hand side. First, let's look at the pull-drop mode. Remember, never place 2 baskets into the same vat. It lowers the temperature of the shortening. Activate the computer. When the duty timer sounds, remove the basket from the shortening and shake it several times before returning it to the shortening. When the remove timer sounds, remove the basket from the vat, tilt it slightly to one side, and allow the shortening to drain for 5 to 10 seconds. Gently shake the basket empty into the salting tray and hang the basket over the vat to allow any excess shortening to drip back into the vat. Any shortening that drips onto the floor must be wiped up immediately. Remember, do not mix old and new fries. To continue the pull-drop mode, drop the next basket into the vat as shown here. When cooking fries in the drop-pull mode, you follow the same procedures, except that the vat sequences are like this. Drop the second basket halfway through the cooking cycle of the first basket, or about 90 seconds after dropping the first basket. Drop it into the other vat on the same side. When both vats are in use, a second basket can be dropped into the same vat after a further 30 seconds. Remember, never put 2 baskets into the same vat at the same time. If you are cooking on 3 vats, drop the second into the second vat on the same side, then the third into the third vat on the same side. If more are required, after a further 30 seconds, drop the fourth into the first vat, the fifth into the second vat, and the 6th basket can be dropped into the third vat. Then follow the rest of the procedures as for pull-drop mode. Lightly and evenly salt the fries using a triple arch motion, moving away from the vat to keep the salt away from the shortening. Using the scoop, mix the fries evenly to distribute the salt. Pick up a scoopful of fries and let them fall out the front of the scoop in a waterfall-like action. Repeat this 2 or 3 times. Now, taking about 20 to 30 fry bags in one hand and the scoop in the other, package the fries using the oldest fries first. Place a bag onto the scoop and hold it using your 3 fingers. Then gather fries in the scoop. Then gently shake them from side to side to line them up. Then tilt the scoop into the bag to fill each one. With boxed fries, hold the bottom and sides of the box gently so as not to squeeze the sides, front or back. During slow periods, bag or box fries as needed. As volume increases, fill all rows of the ribbon rack from front to back. Do not use the first row, as this is a cool zone. Start with the second row and place fries at the furthest point away from the bagging tray. Then fill the third row and continue from front to back until the rack is filled. Ensure that the counter crew remove fries in the order of first in, first out. As one row is completely removed, gently move all the rows over to fill in for the first fries removed. Rotate fries. But remember that the holding time is 7 minutes. You should discard fries when the quality control timer sounds. And French fry quality is better when they are held in the salting tray rather than in bags or boxes. Remember to clean as you go. Use a skimmer to skim the shortening in the fryer as needed. Hold the skimmer by the handle and ensure that your hand does not go too close to the hot shortening. You can clean the basketing preparation area the fry funnel and the fry rack with a paper towel. But always be careful when cleaning, because all of these areas are hot. Add shortening when it is below the level mark in the fryer. Load shortening from the container into an empty fryer basket, then place it into the vat. Take care not to splash shortening, and do not place your hand too close to the shortening in the vat. Remember to cover the vat when it is not in use. Make sure nothing is placed on top of the fryer stacks. If any objects fall, severe burning may occur. Always assist by backing up the front counter or drawing drinks when there is no action at your station. But always inform your shift manager if you are leaving your station. That's the end of segment 1, cooking French fries. Review any parts of the procedures that you are not sure about and discuss them with your trainer. This segment looks at the procedures for preparing pies, McNuggets, fillet of fish, and the McChicken sandwich. During this video, this hazard icon will appear. This icon indicates a potential hazard for the procedure. These could include hot oil splashes resulting in burns, sharp tools resulting in cuts, hot surfaces that may burn, and also, with regard to manual handling, follow the Save Your Back checklist when moving or lifting any items in the restaurant. As you will before working at any station, wash your hands and forearms thoroughly for at least 20 seconds using antimicrobial hand wash. Then, after your hands are completely dried, always put on a pair of gloves. Wash your hands and change your gloves a minimum of once every hour, or when they become soiled. Before you start, check your stock and the equipment that you will use for all the products at this station: pies, McNuggets, fillet of fish, and McChicken sandwich. Check that you have sufficient supplies of pies, McNuggets, McChicken, and fillet of fish. Check that you have sufficient supplies of lettuce, McChicken sauce, tartare sauce, cut cheese, salt, regular and quarter buns and collars. Ensure there are enough pie and McNuggets boxes. Before using any equipment, check that all readily visible parts and electrical fittings are in good repair. If they are damaged, do not use them. Report this immediately to your shift manager. Check the temperature settings of all the equipment you are to use. The Antune steamer should be 170 degrees to 193 degrees Celsius. Check the vat temperature settings are correct for each product. Pies are 182 degrees. McNuggets 182 degrees Celsius. Fillet of fish is 166 degrees Celsius. McChicken is 182 degrees, plus or minus 3 degrees Celsius. The cooking time for McChicken and fillet of fish is 210 seconds. The holding cabinet is set to 88 to 93 degrees Celsius. The pie merchandiser should be set at 66 to 82 degrees Celsius. Now check the shortening levels are correct and you're ready to go. This segment looks at preparing hot apple pies. Make sure you refer to the correct station observation checklist for the most up-to-date information on this station. Always follow the station observation checklist to control hazards. First, confirm the production call from the production caller.
6 pies down, please, Robert.
6 pies, thank you, Sam.
Remove pies from the reach-in freezer and load them into a pie basket, away from the fryer. Place them rounded side up, facing the basket handle. Now carefully place the basket into the fryer, taking care not to splash the shortening, and activate the timer for 7 minutes. When the remove signal sounds, turn it off. Remove the basket from the fryer and drain it for 5 to 10 seconds over the vat. Then transfer the pies to a clean sanitized bun tray with a clean liner, bubbly side up, and allow them to cool for 10 minutes before packaging. Write the time they are to be boxed on the tray liner. During the cooling period, mark each box with the holding time. 10 minutes cooling plus 80 minutes in the pie dispenser. A total of 1.5 hours. And pre-fold the pie boxes. Once the pies are cooled, package them and transfer them immediately to the pie dispenser. Any oil drips must be cleaned up immediately with a paper towel. That's the end of segment 2, cooking pies. Review any parts of the procedures that you are not sure about and discuss them with your trainer. This segment looks at preparing chicken McNuggets. Make sure you refer to the correct station observation checklist for the most up-to-date information on this station. Always follow the station observation checklist to control hazards. Your first step is to determine the quantity needed by evaluating the sales rate and checking the quantity in the drawer. Remove chicken McNuggets from the reach-in freezer and load them into a basket, away from the fryer. Now carefully place the loaded basket into the fryer so as not to splash the shortening, and activate the timer. When the duty timer sounds, lift and shake the basket. When the remove signal sounds and the light flashes, turn off the timer. Then lift the basket and tilt it over the fryer to allow it to drain for 5 to 10 seconds. Gently empty the McNuggets into a transfer basket that is sitting in the dump tray and hang the empty basket over the fryer. Now gently empty the McNuggets into the first available drawer, working from top to bottom, and transfer the basket to the dump tray. Activate the timer to 20 minutes maximum.
3 6-packs, please, Robert.
3 6-packs, thank you, Sam.
Now use the McNugget scoop to distribute the number of pieces needed into a package and close it. Then transfer it to the production cooler. That's the end of segment 3, cooking chicken McNuggets. Review any parts of the procedures that you are not sure about and discuss them with your trainer. This segment looks at preparing the fillet of fish. Make sure you refer to the correct station observation checklist for the most up-to-date information on this station. Always follow the station observation checklist to control hazards. Your first step is to confirm the production mode and the quantity given by the production caller.
3 fillet down, please, Robert.
3 fillet, thank you, Sam.
Remove the correct number of fillet portions from the reach-in freezer and load them into a fillet basket, away from the fryer. Place the wire guard over the portions and carefully place the basket into the vat without splashing the shortening. And activate the timer. 3 minutes 30 seconds. Remove the correct number of slices of cheese, separate them, and place them fan style on the edge of the tray. Remove the steamer bun spatula from the steamer and stage regular buns, crowns cut side up, furthest from the handle, and heels cut side down, closest to the handle. Then insert the spatula into the steamer. When the duty timer sounds, after 100 seconds, press the steamer button to activate the steamer cycle. When the light on the steamer comes on, Remove the crowns to a clean bun tray with liner and replace the heels in the steamer. Do not press the button a second time. Carefully place collars on the crowns, then check for grill orders. They should go out first. Make sure the buns are steamed properly. Then, with two hands holding the dispenser 2.5 centimeters above each crown, squeeze the handle once until it clicks to allow 30 mils of sauce to be dispensed. When the timer sounds, push the button to stop the timer, remove the basket from the shortening, and allow it to drain for 5 to 10 seconds over the vat. Gently empty the fillet portions and hang the empty basket over the vat. Then spread the fillet out and salt them evenly. Avoid getting salt into the fryer. Using the tongs, place fillet portions centered on the dressed crowns. Then place 1/2 slice of cheese on the fillet portions lengthwise. Place heels onto the sandwiches to complete them immediately. And transfer the tray of finished product to the production cooler.
3 fillet up for wraps, Sam.
3 fillet, thank you, Robert.
That's the end of segment 5, cooking and preparing the fillet of fish. This segment looks at preparing the McChicken sandwich. Make sure you refer to the correct station observation checklist for the most up-to-date information on this station. Always follow the station observation checklist to control hazards. Your first step is to determine the quantity needed by evaluating the sales rate and checking the chicken cabinet chart. Remove the required number of frozen chicken portions from the freezer and load them into a basket or baskets away from the vat. Carefully place the basket or baskets into the fryer without splashing the oil and activate the timer. When the remove signal sounds, stop the timer, lift the basket and drain for 5 to 10 seconds over the vat. Then gently empty the portions onto the drain pan and hang the basket over the fryer. Now gently empty the chicken portions onto the bottom drawer of the chicken cabinet. Work from the bottom to the top. Return the drain pan and spread the portions out over the wire tray of the cabinet drawer. Portions cannot be stacked on top of each other. Now start the countdown timer. The maximum holding time in the holding cabinet is 10 minutes. Remember, any oil drips must be cleaned up immediately using a paper towel. In preparing the McChicken sandwich, the first step is to determine the production mode and the quantity required.
3 McChicken, please, Robert.
3 McChicken, thank you, Sam.
Stage the required number of quarter buns on a clean steamer spatula. Crowns cut side up, heels cut side down, next to the handle. Insert the crowns and heels into the steamer and activate it. When the light on the steamer comes on, remove the crowns and place them on a clean sanitized bun tray with a liner and remove them to the dress table. Place the heels back into the steamer, but do not push the button a second time. Now carefully place one collar over each crown and check for grill orders. They should go out first. Holding the McChicken sauce gun vertically 2.5 centimeters above the center of each crown, dispense one shot 20 mils of sauce on each crown. Carefully place 28 grams of lettuce on each crown. Mound the lettuce to ensure complete coverage. Open the drawer with the least time remaining and with tongs, center a McChicken portion on each crown and close the drawer. Remove the steamed heels from the steamer and place them onto the sandwiches. Transfer the completed product to the production control person and announce that the product is prepared.
3 McChicken up for wraps, Sam.
3 McChicken, thank you, Robert.
Remember to clean as you go. Use a skimmer to skim shortening in the fryer as needed. Hold the skimmer by the handle and ensure that your hand does not go too close to the hot shortening. Add shortening to the fryer when the level falls below the level mark in the vat. Load shortening from the container into an empty fryer basket, then place it into the vat. Take care not to splash shortening, and do not place your hand too close to the shortening in the vat. Remember to cover the vat when it is not in use. Make sure nothing is placed on top of the fryer stacks. If any objects fall, severe burning may occur. Secondary duty is to assist wrapping in the production area, and you may be responsible for cooking pies, filet and McNuggets. When time permits, assist at the dress station. But always inform the shift manager if you are leaving the station. That's the end of segment 4, cooking and preparing the McChicken sandwich. Review any parts of the procedures that you are not sure about and discuss them with your trainer. This segment of the video will look at assembling the filtering machine, the sequence for filtering fryers, filtering and cleaning procedures, cleaning and disassembling the filtering machine, discarding old shortening, and refilling the empty vat. Make sure you refer to the current station observation checklist for the most up-to-date information on these procedures. Always follow the station observation checklist to control hazards. Shortening picks up flavors as it cooks product. The order in which you filter fryers affects the flavor of the shortening from one fryer to another. Filter the fryers in this order. First French fries, then hash browns, then pies, then chicken McNuggets, McChicken, then fillet of fish. Now we'll look at filtering and cleaning the fryers. Step 1 is to turn on all vats to be cleaned and filtered. Check that the thermostat dial is set correctly. Shortening must reach cooking temperatures prior to filtering. Now put on all protective gear. Apron, face shield and gloves. Turn the fryer power switch off. Using a gopher stick or maple paddle, remove the wire basket rack from the bottom of the vat. Hold it over the vat and allow excess shortening to drain into the vat, before placing the rack on a flat surface away from work areas in use. If your store has a built-in filtration unit, one filtration unit should be used for 3 full or 6 split vats. Inspect each part for damage and make sure there is no water in any of them. Then assemble the filter screen and paper and the ring weight. Evenly sprinkle 1 small packet, that's 284 grams, of Magnesol onto the filter paper. Ensure it is done carefully so that dust is not created and the substance is not breathed in. Then place the chip catcher in position. Now position the filtering machine, pushing it right to the back. Open the drain valve slowly and let the hot shortening enter the filtering machine. Carefully use the metal gopher stick to free the drain. Then lift the element and lock it into the upright position. When the vat is empty, push the food particles to the bottom and wipe the inside of the vat with a paper towel. Sprinkle a light covering of McD fryer cleanser onto the fryer scouring tool with the green nylon scouring pad, and carefully and thoroughly clean the inside of the vat and the computer sensing probe. Take care, all these surfaces are hot. Avoid contact. Now turn the pump on and allow the shortening to recirculate for 5 minutes. Carefully wipe the surfaces inside the vat with a paper towel to ensure no crumbs or McD fryer cleanser residue remains. Replace the element and replace the wire basket rack. Close the fryer drain valve and refill the vat from the filtering machine. When it is full, let it bubble for 10 seconds before turning the pump off. If the vat is not being used, cover it. If the vat is in use, turn the on-off switch on the fryer to the on position. Then wipe around the fryer drain, door and backsplash areas. Filter the remaining fryers using the same procedure. To clean the filtering machine, pull the assembly unit from beneath the fryer. Remove and empty the chip catcher and remove the ring weight. Remove and discard the dirty filter paper. Check to see that the inside of the pan is free of all food scraps. Then remove the pan for cleaning. Clean all parts using dry wipe procedures first, and then hot water and McD fryer cleanser on the green nylon pad. Do not remove protective gear. Make sure you remove all water. Then reassemble the machine and roll it back under the fryer. When discarding used shortening, the shortening should be drained from the fryer into the disposal cart or another approved sealed container. Hot shortening is dangerous and will cause severe burns. Handle with extreme caution. Do not use a bucket to transfer shortening to the bulk waste shortening container. The cart should then be taken to the bulk waste shortening container and the waste shortening pumped into the bulk container. When repacking the vat, place solid shortening into the vat, packing it down by hand to eliminate any air pockets. Air pockets can be a fire hazard. The vat must be monitored whilst it is going through its melt cycle. Now let's look at filtering procedures using the portable filtering system. Make sure you refer to the current station observation checklist for the most up-to-date information on these procedures. Always follow the station observation checklist to control hazards. Before you start, make sure you have all the equipment you will need to complete the procedure. This includes the filtering bowl, the filtering screen, the standpipe, the ring weight, a filtering safety grid, the filtering motor, the recycling valve, the nozzle holster assembly, the filtering hose and nozzle, and the anti-splash tube. Additionally, you will need a maple stick, a gopher stick, cloth towels, and a strainer. These are the steps to assemble the portable filtering machine. First, you must make sure the bowl is dry. Remember, water will cause shortening to break down, so dry it with a paper towel if necessary. Place the screen inside the bowl with its thread facing up. Place the filter paper or pad over the thread and onto the screen. The hole in the paper or pad should be centered to fit over the shoulder so that the paper lies flat. Then screw on the standpipe and tighten it by hand. You will notice in these procedures that all fittings are hand tightened only. Place the ring weight on the paper, making sure that the paper is not wrinkled under it. Then center the safety grid over the standpipe. This allows the grid to be suspended over the rim of the filtering bowl. Now, step the motor on the edge of the bowl and screw the union to the standpipe by hand, making sure it is tight. Put the nozzle in the nozzle holder and attach the hose to the pump and tighten the nozzle by hand. The anti-splash tube has two ends. One end has a diffuser plate attached inside the tube. The other is open. Hook the tube over the filtering bowl rim with the diffuser end closest to the safety grid. When you are ready to start filtering, the last step is to sprinkle the entire contents of one McD fryer cleanser packet onto the filter paper in the bowl. Shortening picks up flavours as it cooks product. The order in which you filter fryers affects the flavour of the shortening from one fryer to another. Filter the fryers in this order. First French fries, then hash browns, then pies, then chicken McNuggets, McChicken, then fillet of fish. These are the filtering procedures. First, make sure the exhaust fans are on. This ensures that any fumes will be drawn safely outside the building. Now remove the computer probe and holder carefully, as they are hot and fragile. Then make sure the vat temperature is set correctly. Shortening temperature that is too low can cause clogging of the machine and reduce filtering efficiency. Next, put on all safety equipment, including gloves, apron, and face shield. Now skim off any particles floating in the heated shortening. Now turn the vat off. This prevents the risk of starting a vat fire or burning the shortening, causing a carbon buildup. Next, remove the wire basket rack from the vat using a maple stick and place it on a fillet pan in a safe location. Raise the heating element and lock it in its upright position. Stir the shortening with the maple stick to equalize the temperature and mix in any solidified shortening that may be at the bottom of the vat with the other hotter shortening. Now screw on the drain spout extension. Then roll the assembled filtering machine into position under the drain spout. Open the drain slowly and let the hot shortening enter the bowl through the anti-splash tube. Use the goofer stick to gently free any particles lodged in the drain that might stop the flow of shortening. As the fryer is emptying, direct the nozzle into the vat and turn the filter motor on. Carefully flush the sides of the vat to remove any remaining particles from the fryer. When the fryer is rinsed, turn off the motor and secure the nozzle in the nozzle holder. Then close the fryer drain valve. Turn the bypass valve to the recirculation position and then turn on the filter machine so that the hot shortening can recycle. Recirculate the shortening for a minimum of 5 minutes. You can use a countdown timer to keep track of the recirculation time. During recirculation, apply fryer cleanser and scrub the inside of the fryer vat with a green nylon scrubbing pad. When the 5-minute cycle is completed, turn off the motor and turn the bypass valve to the hose position. Then reopen the drain valve. Lower the heating element into its proper operating position. Direct the nozzle of the filter into the fryer and turn the motor switch on to flush the cleaning compound from the fryer. Rinse the cleaning compound from the fryer by aiming the flow of shortening against the metal surfaces. Angle the stream to minimize splashing. When you have finished rinsing, turn off the filtering machine and close the drain valve. With the nozzle pointing into the vat, turn the machine back on and fill the fryer. Be certain to pump all the shortening back into the vat. This ensures that no shortening will be transferred from one vat to another. Once the vat is filled and the filtering machine is empty, turn the machine off and insert the nozzle into its holder. If shortening is left in the bowl, it is possible that the paper is clogged or the filtering machine is malfunctioning. Contact your manager in this case before you proceed with the filtering. Now recheck the vat temperature setting. If needed, carefully refill the fryer to the proper level.
Now you've seen the training video dealing with fried products. Fried products are another McDonald's success story, as you will be with practice.